Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of WINSTLOD, in which you actually don't see my face. Instead, you actually see gameplay. In this case, it's Civilization 5, in which I've installed a bunch of mods, so there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Um, if you guys don't know what WINSTLOD means, it means why I never see the light of day, but that's not the point of this episode. The point of this episode is because something came out today that really kind of piked my interest, and that was a trailer for a new Pokemon game. Now, I don't really want to make this channel a Pokemon channel, just constantly stuff about that, but I'll try to not do as much later on. Like, I'll try to do some other stuff, like some more Let's Plays of other stuff or whatever the fuck I'm calling them. But anyways, so this trailer was for new games, which trailer will come up right now. It's like Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. I think I probably got this wrong. And and yeah, so Ruby and Sapphire something. Question is whether they're remakes or rehashes. I'm going to say that they're not rehashes, mostly because whenever Nintendo makes or in this, I guess Game Freak really, whenever they make a rehash of one of their games, it's usually happening in the generation that the first game actually occurred. The only time I really couldn't see this happening would be Fire Red or Leaf Green, and that's mostly because they added a whole after post game. So yeah, um, unless he's unless if it's still like very similar to the first one, except for that part, which then I guess it's still considered a remake. But anyways, so yeah, most likely a remake, just with different names, just like all the other remakes. So yeah, next thing is what is in store for it, and really probably just more what the fans think of. I just got a thing from David right now, who's not in this video, but he has a little bit of input on this. He says, all I can say is the hype about the game will kill the initial game. Yeah, I could see it. Hype kills a lot of games for me. I don't like hype mostly because you don't the game's usually not as good as what the hype turns it out to be. Like, for example, for me, at least, I don't know about anybody else. You can completely disagree with me. You might think it's a perfect game or whatever, even though it probably isn't. Pokemon X or Y. Um, if anyone of you actually saw my original first video, which it's taken down or I put on private or something, you'll know that I don't really like it. Um, it's not that it's a really shitty game. It's just that it's not really a good game. I didn't really see much that was really added to it. I think I saw a lot more taken away from it than anything. Like, the story was really like meh. It was like it was just really plain and just like, something that like a 10-year-old would write. Um and I think the only thing that really has it going for right now is that, well, it's the new game. It's in 3D and the graphics. And 3D and graphics kind of go hand in hand. But yeah, so some other things. Since these new games are coming out, does that also mean that there's in store for Mega Evolutions? That's a question I've been asking myself. Probably. But I don't know specifically just for like Hoenn Pokemon. I mean, there's already a couple handful or so of Hoenn Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions. Not all of them, but a handful. I would like to see Mega Evolutions for the other two starters, Sceptile and Swampert, and maybe for some other starters like, Typhlosion, for Alligator, Empoleon, Torterra, Infernape, list goes on and on, but I digress. And one more thing that I thought of, I can't really think of anything else unless there's something comes up that I can just think of like that. Is that now with this game is you can take a Pokemon from Ruby or Sapphire version, have them fight a gym leader or Elite Four or champion or whatever, and then you can transport them to 4th generation, then 5th generation, and then 6th generation, and have them now fight gym leaders and champion, Elite Four, everything, stuff like that. The same people again. I find that like really fucking meta, and I hope that I will be able to do that. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Oh, one more thing. Since this is a new game and it's kind of interesting to me, mostly because I've played it recently. That was actually the first time I actually played it, or at least remember playing it. Is that we might actually do something with it. Maybe it might be something, whatever the hell it is, Let's Play, whatever, looking back at. It'll be like the first really new game on there, but nonetheless, it'll be a game. So you might see that. You might see some other ones too. You'll probably see some Game Boy games on there too, but that's not the problem right now. Problem is that don't believe the hype. Just don't. All right, don't look at it. Just don't acknowledge that it's there. All right. Well, that's all I have really for right now. So I'll see you guys on the flip side.